I want to apologise for not uploading. I've had a few people be messaging me for the delayed video content, whatever you want to fucking call it. But I've not been uploading, I'm sorry. But today we're back for Christmas Eve for a special episode of whatever the fuck this is. Scary fucking videos. Even my dog's scared. Scary fucking videos. The first one we're going to watch is called The Snowman Christmas Holiday Special Scary Stories. It's an animated version of a scary story pretty much. So with further ado, yeah, I know it's animated, God sake, come on. The Snowman.
I was a struggling ghostwriter and I thought a break away from the city to spend time at a remote ski resort would be a good way to clear my head and help me get back on my feet.
Yeah, sure would, yeah, it would be.
There weren't any other cabins around, so I was guaranteed a few weeks to reflect and enjoy the isolation.
Right.
At least that was the case until the final week of my stay, which made this Christmas truly unforgettable.
Did it really? Yeah, that's crazy, that's just...
It first started at night when I suddenly woke up.
Cool. Well, that's a fucking weird animation.
Initially, I didn't know if it was from something I heard or from a bad dream. But either way, I felt compelled to look out the window.
As you would do.
Which is when I noticed the snowman
or curtains?
in the distance. Back when I was a kid, I would have been delighted at the mere sight of a snowman. But that sense of childhood nostalgia was soon silenced by the realization that I wasn't alone out there in the woods.
Cool.
The cabin where I was staying was the only one this side of the valley, so it seemed like a really long way to walk just to build a snowman. Despite the uncanny feeling, I was still far too tired to give it too much thought, and managed to sleep through the rest of the night.
Yeah.
The following morning, to no surprise, the snowman was still there. I couldn't quite put my finger on it right then, but I got this strange notion that something was different about the snowman. I decided to carry on about my day and didn't think much of it, until later at night, when it happened again. I woke up suddenly for no apparent reason. I don't remember having a bad dream, but I guess it's common not to remember the dreams that we have, even the really bad ones. It felt like deja vu, and I found myself once again gazing through the bedroom window.
Why didn't you destroy it?
I could still see the snowman, even clearer now. I couldn't quite figure out why, but it gave me this odd sensation.
Sure, fucking
I also started to wonder why the snowman was facing towards the cabin, and why anyone would build a snowman all the way out here. There weren't any other cabins around for miles.
You've said that! Come on!
I didn't sleep all that much after that, so the next morning, I decided to head outside the cabin for a closer look.
Just fucking stupid. Please just destroy it, or... No, what's it? You're running away.
I looked around, but just as I expected, there was no trace of anyone, although it was hard to be sure, considering how poor the visibility was due to the weather.
Shut up!
I chose to knock the snowman down, just for good measure, since it was already beginning to feel like some kind of
But it's
bad
gonna rebuild
omen.
itself back up.
Maybe I was overreacting, it was just some kids fooling around, but at least I wouldn't have to think about it anymore. Or so I thought.
Why didn't you chuck
The following night, things got even worse. I woke up again, but now I knew for sure it wasn't from a dream, but a loud thud, like the sound of something hitting the window. I glanced through the window and was shocked to see the same snowman, identical from the day before. I remember turning in quite late that night, and there was no sign of a snowman when I turned out the lights. So I was pretty sure that it wasn't a kid's prank. I mean, who would let their kids out this late to build a snowman? And what was that noise on the window?
I don't know.
The last thing I wanted to do is go outside in the blistering cold, but I knew that if I waited until the morning, any footprints would most likely be covered by another thick layer of snow. I reluctantly got dressed, stepped outside and walked up to the snowman. Which is when I discovered a single set of very large footprints leading from and to the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't
How the
shake
fuck
this
is that
feeling
snowman
of being
standing up?
watched,
Such a weird shape.
and that somehow I had made things worse by destroying the last snowman. So I decided to leave it alone and quickly headed back to the cabin.
Oh, hello.
The bitter cold stayed with me that night as I curled up in bed and tried my best to get warm. But the prospect of getting any sleep that night soon came to an abrupt end. The noise on the glass. I recognized it instantly. The sound of a snowball hitting the window. I knew deep down that it could only mean one thing.
Just go out and batter him. Oh my fucking god. Oh, it'll be the window. Oh no, it's a snowman. Is that... Don't tell me
Needless to
that's
say,
it.
I didn't sleep a wink that night, and I left the cabin the very next day.
Oh my god!
I
Such a
never knew
fucking
his
pussy.
name, or ever saw his face, but I came to know him as the Snowman.
The snowman. Is that him waking up in the cabin, or is that the guy? It's a snowman. Well, that was absolutely fucking trash. Because it was that bad, and it's Christmas Eve, I'll watch another one, okay? They're not scary, these are the things, they're so bad. I watched one called True or Home Alone Story. 164,000 views, hopefully it's good, it better fucking be good. So, let's start playing it. No. True or Home Alone Story.
My name is Jessica,
Oh, Jessica.
and I was 8 at the time this occurred.
Okay.
I was
What
the
the fuck is
youngest
that?
and the only girl, so my older brother Hunter was taking care of me.
Okay, just put your hand on your
At
shoulder
the
as usual,
time,
as you do.
Hunter was 14, and we had to stay home while my parents went to the bar with their friends and my older brothers,
Right.
since they were much older than us. Our house was in the middle of the woods, and our closest neighbor was maybe half a mile away. My brother and I stayed up watching TV shows until 2 in the morning.
Mad lads, 2
We
in the
finished
morning.
watching an episode of Full House when we heard a very big crash upstairs in my brother Josh's room. We stared at each other for a moment. Then my brother got up and grabbed one of the kitchen knives and told me to come upstairs with
Pussy.
me, just in case there was something in the house, and he didn't want me to be left alone. My brother is a brave guy and doesn't get scared easily.
Right then.
So right now, he wasn't very consumed of fear like I was.
That's why you grabbed the knife.
I followed my brother up the stairs, and he then came to a halt, which made me bump into him. He stood there for a second, in silence, just standing there. I got antsy and asked him what was wrong. He then said, "Go get the house phone and call 911. Me being confused, I looked to see what was in front of only him to make him ask me this. And there stood a white man, about 6'3", with dark brown hair and
6'3".
bloodshot eyes. I told Hunter that he needs to come with me because I had no idea what this man would do to him. I grabbed Hunter's hand, ran downstairs, and grabbed the house phone. We dashed into the bathroom and locked the door. I could hear the footsteps of the man slowly walking down the stairs. I could hear my brother on the phone with the police behind me. I was fixated on the footsteps, which got closer and closer to the
Let
bathroom
me get away
door.
from the door then, in case he kicks it down.
It was silent, as I could no longer hear my brother on the phone or the footsteps. When all that made me wake from fixation was the loud pounding of the bathroom door, I screamed in fright. For the man was at the door now. He stopped for a moment, and I could hear his deep, harsh breathing. He then whispers, "I'm not gonna hurt you. All I want to do is give you kids some sweets." My brother
Seems a
then
nice guy.
yelled, "We don't want any of your damn sweets." I could tell my brother was getting angrier by the second. And then the door handle starts to shake very fast and frequently. We back away
Where's
from
his
the door
knife gone?
and by
Did
the
you throw it
window,
away?
which was across the room from the door. My brother opened it just in case we would need to escape this
Even now
night
he's gonna
before
get
the
in there,
police
isn't
got
he?
here.
Well done.
The man punches through the door and starts to grab for the handle.
No, never mind.
We jumped out of the window and landed on our grass, and we sprinted
From the woods.
to the woods.
Of course you did, of course. That was
We
probably
found
the
this
best option you
big
could have
bush
picked,
to
yeah.
hide behind. We crouched down and waited for something to happen.
Just keep fucking
A few
running to the
seconds
neighbour.
later,
Oh my
we heard
god.
police sirens in the distance. We saw the man from the window run down the stairs and out of the front door. He ran into the woods and ran past us. Thank God he didn't notice us there. The police pulled into our driveway and we saw a chance to run to them. We dashed to them and told the police he was in the woods. They searched for him, and once they came out, they had him in their clutches. I've never been more relieved in my life. We stayed at the house with a police officer until my parents and older brothers arrived home. 2 days later, the police had found our neighbors murdered, and that the man was on a killing spree, and we were about to be next.
Yeah, well, I didn't tell
I
you to
am
go
now
to your
13
neighbours,
and
so...
still have nightmares of that time. Hunter moved out, and my parents moved to the city so we wouldn't live so far out.
These are so bad.
That was the end. Oh my fucking god. I'm not doing another one of these. I'll do one where I'm watching an actual clip or a video, not fucking animated shit. You know what? A guy came into the house, offered them fucking candy or sweets because they're American. They jumped out the window, went to the woods, and the guy went to the woods and they got caught. Shit. They're just shit, bruh. Anyway, thank you for watching. It wasn't really the best you could be watching because the videos were just shit. But Merry Christmas for when it comes. Hopefully I can upload this video today, so it's not, I don't sound like an absolute wanker when it's probably like December 26th or something. But Merry Christmas for when it comes.